5 weeks. That's all it took. 5 weeks into the Robert Saleh era, and Jets fans are already playing the blame game. I'm Glenn Naughton, Jet Nation Radio, JetNation.com. Thanks so much for checking us out. Be sure to check us out on JetNation.com. Log in, join our forums, let your voice be heard on what is the most active Jets message board on the web. So, having had an opportunity to sit down and rewatch Sunday's loss to the Falcons, as I said in the post-game wrap-up video, you don't have that same perspective when you're up close and personal, second row. Great seats, fun time, but you just don't get that big picture that you can get with the broadcast, and even bigger picture once I get to sit down and watch that all 22. But something is obviously up with Zach Wilson. And now Jets fans, once again, have to start asking the questions. Is it the quarterback? Is it the O-line's fault? Is it the coordinator's fault? What's the head coach doing? Why isn't he stepping in? The receivers, the weapons, the line, the coach, the head coach, the coordinator, the quarterback. Who is it? It's a game we're, quite frankly, all tired of playing. But one thing that jumps out at me, and this is the most concerning thing of all that's going on right now with the Jets, and it's the fact that Zach Wilson, we are consistently now seeing, even when the protection is there, we're seeing some really bad mechanics. It's been highlighted by several different observers on Twitter. I saw it myself. I said during, I can't remember if it was the Denver game or the Patriots game, one of those two, I commented and said his mechanics are a mess right now. And they are. And why is this alarming? Well, if you go back and watch Zach Wilson at BYU, there were no trends involving his mechanics that would lead you to believe this was going to be an issue. There may have been, throws here and there. There may have been instances where his mechanics weren't perfect, but they were never this bad. That was my takeaway, having watched every throw he made in college. So I thought, am I being biased? I go and I look at NFL.com. Zach Wilson draft profile. Strengths and weaknesses. Not a single word about mechanics under weaknesses. I go to the Draft Network. I read their profile, their scouting report. Not a single word about issues with the mechanics. I go to Bleacher Report. Look at their pre-draft profile. Not a single word about his mechanics. And I tweeted this the other day, and it's worrying because right now, today, his mechanics are a mess. And we don't know if this is something that has happened under this coaching staff as a result of something they've been working with him or working on with him, or if this is just, I don't see how this could be as big of an issue as it is and the entire scouting community missed out. I say all the time on our show on Jet Nation Radio, I don't proclaim to be a scout. I'm not an expert. I don't know as much as the GMs do. I know a lot of fans like to think they do. But I saw nothing. And this is why I went to NFL.com, where you have scouting reports being put together by former scouts, and TDN, and Bleacher Report. Not a single word about mechanics. And now under this regime, Zach Wilson, he's looking that way. His feet are that way. The ball's going. We're seeing him unable to complete screen passes. We're seeing balls just getting dirted. He had a couple of throws the other day that it was difficult to tell if he missed his target or if he was intentionally throwing it into the ground. That's bad. That's really bad. And I don't know at what point the Jets can turn this around. With this being the bye week, I don't know that you're going to fix his mechanics in 2 weeks because you still have to game plan and get ready for your next opponent, the New England Patriots. But they've got to do something about this. And as I said, you just go on Twitter, go on our forums at jetnation.com. Some people hate the quarterback already. Some people hate the coordinator already. Some people are saying the receivers were overrated, which they were not. This group can play. Elijah Moore is consistently open, and he's got nothing to show for it. 0 catches the other day. 2 targets, no catches. Granted, one was a pass interference. It could have been a big gainer. But he is getting open. And I'm seeing people, oh, these other rookie receivers are better than him. Look at their numbers. They're better than him because they have a quarterback that's getting them the ball. Just on the play on Moore's 2 targets, on 2 of his targets, the ball he caught that was waved off because it was out of bounds and came back in. Go back and see how wide open he was, where if Zach Wilson isn't getting flushed out by a rusher who I believe beat Van Roten, shocker, there is a huge gainer there. He is as wide open as you will be in the NFL for a huge gain. But Wilson's rolling out, turning around. By the time he lets it fly, Moore is too close to the sideline, goes out, has to come back in, incomplete pass. And then he throws the bomb late in the game to the left corner of the end zone, pass interference. If there's no pass interference, and if Van Roten doesn't get beat on that by that D lineman on the inside, and that's a completion, that's 2 catches for over 100 yards. Easy. It's there. But the O-line didn't hold up in that instance. So now we have to play the blame game from now until things get better, until they put this thing together. But as of right now, the coordinator isn't necessarily playing to the strengths of the offense. I've mentioned this before. You have a GM who has assembled what is a fantastic receiving core, and they're not getting run. Denzel Mims, he's got more yards than Elijah Moore this season on 4 targets. 4 targets. Elijah Moore's got 20. And that's not to say Mims is the better player. I shot out a tweet yesterday with their numbers, their reps, their targets, their catches, their yards. And because Mims came out better, everyone took that as me saying Mims was better than Moore. And I understand how people could misconstrue that. But I'm just putting out there. Why is this difference a thing? Why is Elijah Moore, a guy who I believe is probably a better player than Denzel Mims, why has he got 120 reps? Or sorry, he's got over 100 reps with 20 targets, just 8 catches. Denzel Mims, 4 targets, 3 catches, and he's got more yards than Moore. It's unacceptable. And the Jets have to find a way to get him the ball. I understand Zach Wilson is struggling, but Zach Wilson is completing some passes. Some of those passes need to be completed to Elijah Moore in space and let him make some plays. But until that happens, until they fix this kid's mechanics and he can throw the ball on target more consistently, it's going to be another however many weeks, months, possibly years of pointing fingers and wondering when they're ever going to get it right. Same old, same old. Let's get this thing fixed. That'll do it for now. Have a good one, Jets fans.